Hi everyone, I come to you from my front porch to tell you what it's really like running a six-figure business working from home. I've already had little people looking through these windows. I am a mother of 4 young children. I am in single-digit days until my expected due date for my 5th child. What is this really like? It's hard, it is challenging, and it is not for everyone. I remember those early days of 2020 when schools were closing, people were working from home for maybe the first time with their kids, and they had no idea how to balance work and caring for children. And let me tell you, it is a struggle to this day. I have been working from home since before I started my business, before I got married. For about 9 years now, I have been working from home. I love it. It is, again, not for everyone. I'm one of those people who really thrive working from home and having that flexibility to work anywhere, because working from home, working remote doesn't necessarily mean actually from home. I was already aware of the fact that I really liked working from home rather than an office setting. But throw in some kids and it becomes a lot more challenging. I want to show you some of the ways that I work around working from home with our small children. So come on in. I start off my days usually pretty leisurely. Because my husband and I work from home, and because we home educate our children, we are not in a rush in the mornings to get them to school or to get to work. We really go day by day, morning by morning, when people wake up, and we take it easy in the mornings. I will grab my phone in the mornings and look at my emails, look at the news, look at social media postings at least a little bit to get an idea of what I missed when I was asleep and what the morning might bring. I get the kids settled for the day and take some time to enjoy the mornings. I am not a morning person. I never have been. And that's the beauty of running my own company on my own schedule, is that I can wake up whenever it is I want, or when the kids get me up. Rarely will I schedule anything work-related before 9 a.m. The earliest activity the kids have on Tuesday mornings is 10 o'clock. So we really can take our time and enjoy our mornings. Now that doesn't mean I'm not working in the mornings. I typically do start work pretty much immediately with either composing responses to emails in my head, deleting the ones that I don't need, reading some newsletters, scrolling through Twitter or X, and LinkedIn and other platforms that can give me a handle on what the day might bring, aside from what's on my to-do list. Now I do have a plan for every day. The night before, I put together a list of to-do items for that day. Some of it might be absolutely critical, some of it might be we get to it when we get to it. I also have a very detailed master calendar with my personal appointments, with family appointments, and with work appointments, so that I know pretty much day to day what the day is going to bring. I scheduled recording these videos at this time today so that it did not come as a surprise, and so that I could actually achieve what I set out to achieve. Over the weekend, we did some tie-dyeing, so my fingers are actually pretty stained with tie-dye, but I think that's totally appropriate for this video when I'm explaining what it's like working from home with young children. Maybe not so appropriate for the other videos I plan to record this week. I spend most of my time working from here, which is our family room. The only reason why it's quiet right now is because I'm filming this scene after the kids have gone to bed. Otherwise, you'd be hearing kids in the background. There'd be all kinds of chaos. There would probably be children's songs on the TV. We have our 3 youngest down here in the family room almost all the time, and our eldest kind of goes and comes whenever she wants. My husband, me, and the kids just spend a lot of time here in the family room while I am on my laptop working. The type of work that I can do with the kids surrounding me is really anything low level where I can expect to be interrupted, and I will be interrupted a lot. And so that is writing emails, any kind of low level writing, low level analysis, reading the news, scrolling through social media, content creation. For the most part, I can tune out distractions, tune out the kids' songs on the TV, tune out the kids' noises, while also part of me is still aware of what the kids are doing, so that if I need to, I can jump up at any moment and take care of the children. But for the majority of the time, I really truly am focused on what I'm trying to do. If it's something that requires intense focus, I can go elsewhere. Think of it like an office setting where you've got coworkers coming in and out of your office or in and out of your cubicle, or if you're doing a shared office space, there's distractions like crazy and you have to tune out what the other people around you are doing, tune out their phone calls, tune out everything. I am very fortunate that I get to work around very cute little people who come to me me with fun and games and cuddling and hugs. And yes, a lot of annoyances and things that I need to take care of that I'd rather not take care of. But that's the way it goes when you're raising children. My 3-year-old and my 1-year-old like to spontaneously play catch with me and will just throw the ball at my face, even if I'm not paying any attention to them. So being aware of my surroundings at least a little bit can be pretty beneficial. You might be wondering how I could possibly get enough work done while I'm being so very distracted, but it actually works out really well. Between the quiet time that I have to get the real true work done and the interrupted time that I have working around the kids, it actually adds up to a full workload. And by full workload, I don't mean 40 hours a week. So I started my company part-time with a newborn, my first child, 7.5 years ago. I started with the very purpose of being a working mother, working with and around my baby. My business has grown since then. It has become full-time, but full-time doesn't necessarily mean 40 hours a week. I do not work 40 hours a week. I work somewhere between 20, 25, 30 hours a week. I could have grown my business a lot faster and made a lot more money if I had hustled and worked these 60, 80-hour weeks, but I have found that that was not the life that I wanted to live. So what was important to me was actually caring for my family and growing my business slowly so that the two worked seamlessly together. And as my business has grown, I've been able to delegate. So there is work that I give to other people to do and I manage them. And that way it's not all on my shoulders. I don't feel like I have to hustle. I don't feel like I have to work those 60 or 80-hour weeks. I don't feel like I have to work all the time because I've got people working with me and for me. The studio here in the office is where I take all of my video calls, where I record any kind of video. It is a place where I can be professionally seen and a quiet area where I can work. My husband and I trade off. So he has been working from home for the past 3 years since the start of the pandemic. And it really is a partnership where if he has something that he needs to do, or if he needs to step away for a meeting or a phone call, then I will watch the kids. If I need to step away, if I have a client call, a prospective client call, an interview, somewhere where I need to be quiet, then he will watch the kids. And we really trade off that way. He actually prefers working from a coffee shop. So while he does actually get quite a bit of work from home, he will often step out for a few hours and go work at Starbucks. And for me, I would get so distracted working at a coffee shop, but for some people like my husband, that really works best. Now, this is a trick that I learned about 9 years ago when I first started working from home. And that is taking calls while folding laundry. This is especially useful when I'm on a call that I'm going to be on mute, all of it or most of it, such as a conference call, a meeting. I can just listen and my idle hands can do something fairly brainless with folding laundry. You can imagine with a household of 6 about to be 7 that we go through a lot of laundry. It's really effective for me to be able to do mindless chores like this while on a call. Now, if I do have some pretty intense work to do and I need some private, quiet space to do it, here in the bedroom is one option. Also down in the office area or even outside in the backyard, any place where I can get away from the kids and have just a bit of quiet time. I even record audio interviews such as podcasts and radio from our bedroom closet because it's isolated and there's not a whole lot of echo with all of those clothing. So it really is kind of an ideal place to record in a quiet space. If I don't feel like being in the studio to take business calls or to do some business work, sometimes I'll come to the back office area. But I always wonder if people on phone calls can hear the bubbles of my husband's beautiful coral tank. I don't stay at home all the time every day. In fact, we tend to pick up lunch almost every day. It's worth it for us to have that convenience of going out and picking up something for lunch and bringing it back. I usually take a kid or two with me. I sometimes just chill out in the car, maybe think about things, process things, have that quiet time, or even listen to a podcast. I listen to so many space podcasts. The kids do go to activities throughout the week. I tend to get some work done while I'm out and about with the kids, whether that is simply just reading and responding to emails on my phone or going through the news or just even keeping up with social media postings. I have even occasionally taken really quick business calls from certain locations where I know I'm not going to disturb anybody around me. although that tends to be rare. If I'm out with the kids, I really do try to be out with the kids, especially if it's not a weekly occurrence, especially if it's some kind of special outing. You know, I'm not talking about a pediatrician visit or the dentist. I'm talking about going out with them to museums and different types of trips like that, which we do very frequently. A benefit of home educating our children and having the flexibility of our work schedules. And when I'm doing those fun things, I do tend to separate from work, take a few hours off work, and really focus on being with my children. But if it's one of those weekly activities and I'm just sitting down waiting for them to be done, then I'll be on my phone most likely. It is over 90 degrees out. I don't know why I thought an afternoon filming outside was going to be a good idea. The evenings are really my time to step away from work and focus on family. If it was an exceptionally busy day, maybe I didn't get much one-on-one time with my family, and so I really try to disconnect. Rarely will I work in the evenings, take any kind of calls in the evenings, unless I have a really big deadline and I did not have enough time to complete that deadline, then I will work in the evenings, maybe an occasional email or two. I have had to unlearn a lot of the bad habits that I learned earlier in my career and have those boundaries in place so that I am not working in the evenings and I'm not working in the weekends unless I choose to or I have to. And rarely do I have to. And I have found this to be really important as my family grows, really having that time in the evenings to bond with them, to play with them, to read to them, and all the things that we want to accomplish as a family together. Truly, most of my work really is done here with the kids running around, and that works for me. That might not work for you. It might not work for most people, but I have made it work for me. If this is something that you're interested in getting into, I also do space career coaching where I can help people where they are to advance their space careers or get into the space sector. Please reach out to me at lauraforsick.com and I'll be happy to help you.